Good day, Energizers. It's Sunfire here. And I'm making a little time. There's a dandelion. Now, you know, they have the little seed clocks, and that's representative of time. And I picked that up today. I thought it was a beautiful little flower. I could put in matches my headband, my kind of flowery look today. So I've popped out between engagements, and I was thinking about time and how we make time, and a bit like the tortoise and the hen time. So this morning I've gone tortoise, hare, tortoise, might be a hare again later. And just to give an example, I started off my day with a lovely meditation. That was great. That's nice and calm. And my breakfast, a nice smoothie. And then I went to cover somebody's Zumba in a gym, so that was super high powered. So that was Hare. But before that, I was wanting to get there and return an item to a shop. So I needed to buy something from the shop as well, so I got the item from the shop. It was cat food. I was taking back some t-shirts. It was Tesco's. And took them to the girl after waiting in a queue. So here's the tortoise. I was in kind of a hurry because I was on my way to the gym to do the session, and I was a bit time pressed. So all the tills seemed to be shut, so there was just like this one, and it was like an elderly guy, and he was really, really slow. And the girl was helping him as well. She was packing his bag, but all his motions were really slow, and he was talking and he was chatting. And I was like, be patient, you know, be empathetic, be compassionate, take out your stress about that you're on a time limit here. And then I sort of said to the girl, there you go. And she goes, oh, you can't change them here. You have to go to customer services over there. So I bought the cat food, and I went and stood in another queue. Somebody just dived in front of us, and I was like, I'm a bit time short here. Wait in the queue, got the front, and the girl said, oh, you can't change them. They're clothing. They need to be upstairs. You have to go up the escalator. And I said, well, I bought them down here. And the girl at the counter said to come over here, and I've just waited in a queue. I'm starting to get like narky customer now, which is hilarious because, you know, obviously when I work at a store, I have to deal with narky customers, and I could find myself starting to become one. But it was just, you know, the misinformation and the waiting and being time pressed, and this is how, so empathy for people who get a little bit grumpy. It's not really personal, it's about their own agendas, isn't it? So I'm like, well, says can you really not do, because, you know, I'm starting to run out of time now, and I've just stood in 2 queues. And you go, oh no, and a companion decided she'd have a little dig, and she just repeated the whole thing like really loudly, kind of aggressive. And I said, I did understand, you know, so I will go up, and hopefully there's not going to be a queue. There won't be a queue. But I got up, and yeah, there was one person on, and another woman buying lots of stuff, and they were like, oh, I'm a nice little chat phone up. And I was thinking, that's me when I'm like doing stuff with people. I'm just like lording it like that. So it's so funny. And I'm like, breathe. And then another girl came on the till, and it all happened really quickly, so it was fine. So that was me Hare, and I could feel like my energy, you know, pitching up, because suddenly, you know, it was like queues and traffic and all this stuff. Anyway, I got to the gym, rushed up, and anyway, there was another class on, so I was early, so it was fine. So I just had to wait for that, and it was fine. So did that class, and it was all high energy. My legs a bit sore now, and then came home, I had some food and some smoothie, and now I'm out, and you know, I'm just thinking about, oh yes, driving home. That was the other thing. This is going to be a long video. You know, by then I'd done the fasting, and I thought, right, I need to be, it's a little butterfly, a little bit more mellow now. And as I was coming, you know, you've got all the city traffic all like filtering in, and there was somebody who were kind of like neck and neck, and he was wanting to filter into my lane. So I just gradually slowed down and kind of gave him a nod to come in, and the guy behind him, so he was being me earlier, and that's so funny, isn't it? Like that energy we put out there. So it's about being mindful. People aren't assholes when they do that. They maybe in a hurry, you know. I feel like in a way I was behaving a bit like an asshole this morning because I was in a hurry. I had a schedule, and I had things I wanted to do in that certain time frame. But actually, the more wound up you get like that, the kind of more serious incidents, I just found like it was escalating, and you know, made me conscious of it and think about slowing down. So I'm slowing down now because I've come out, and I'm just going to have a nice little chill out before the next set of activities. I've got like stuff to do in town tonight. I'm going to watch my son in his band. He's getting assessed for his college assessment, so there's all the bands are on, so I'm going along to give support and enjoy their music. And I've come out on a walk, It's a little walk talk now. I'm actually sitting on the bridge. You can see the canal there with my little dandelion in my hair, remind us about time and not to be an asshole with it. So have a think on about it, you know, it's quite funny, and you know, take the judgment out against yourself and others. Get off me, bug! Oh! Sorry about that. It was one of them horrible, sorry, no judgment, it was an insect, but they're the ones that go on shite. So the insect wasn't horrible, but its habits were ones that I don't want it to crawl on my skin next. See how I have to check ourselves on these things. So yeah, that's it. Today's message about time, compassion, empathy, being the tortoise, not the hare, and catching ourselves when we're judging. Yeah.